find out David was out here in the Prayers Club.
Ooh, ask BNicki.
All right, cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Dynamite. That is...
What up, loves? It's Naturally BNicki, and welcome back to my channel. Now that you're here, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for all the latest tea that I drop. I do appreciate you. We are getting into the hour-long season finale of Boomerang on BET. All right, can we talk about it? I said, can we talk about it? We have seen a lot of legends in season 2. And I'm here for it, okay? Jaleel White, Kim Wayans, Jason Weaver, Walter Jones in the Black Power Ranger suit? How refreshing. Lena, you are giving the people what we love to see. We love to see it. We love to see it. Yes! Okay, y'all, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I can't say that I was the biggest fan of the direction they took for episode 7. Completely different approach, completely different feel and vibe. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, especially for a 30-minute episode. But what I interpreted from that episode was this was just all about David and his internal struggle with both secular versus sacred. It felt like David was forced to make a choice between his religion and his relationships and his friendships. That's what it felt like to me. He was at a crossroads and he had to look to the Lord for guidance on next steps. And of course, she was a Black woman, all right? And your ex-wife at that. Can we get into Crystal serving us that all white when she feeling godly? Giving us Lisa Ray realness in that all white? Honey, okay, Crystal is always serving. Let that be clear. Y'all, let me find out David was out here in the Prayers Club. And child, that scene where they was remaking the Last Supper. Basically, David's friends forced that man to eat a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Now, y'all know y'all was dead wrong for that. Y'all know that man told y'all he was fasting. And y'all gonna make that man take a bite out of a Popeye's chicken sandwich? Honestly, I knew right then and there that was the beginning of the end of their friendship. Y'all, David really out here about to propose to Naomi. Honestly, I think Naomi is great for David. I really do. And you know another thing that I love? I love that Naomi and Crystal can peacefully coexist. We rarely ever get to see Black women in that dynamic peacefully coexist on screen. There's no beef, there's no cattiness, there's no shade. There's nothing but love and mutual respect for one another. I loved seeing Naomi and Crystal get along. I love seeing them speak to one another. I love seeing them being able to hang around each other and spend time and lift each other up. That is the type of representation that we need to have more of. Thank you for that. I want to thank you for that. Right before the end of the episode, when David walked out of that door and he was cleansed, all that water fell on him and he was cleansed. Okay, I feel like that meant that he was just cleansed of all the baggage of his friend group and literally like everything that was weighing David down, he was cleansed of it. It was like a weight literally just being lifted off of David's shoulders. I feel like he finally realized what he was going to do. And that was leaving his friends behind. Honestly, in order to be the man that he sees himself being, some sacrifices had to be made. And I think that sacrifice was his friend group. I mean, it's highly unfortunate, but it happens and it's real and it's the truth. In life, when you grow and when you evolve, everybody can't go with you. And I think that's exactly where David is and is at with their friendship. So diving into episode 8, End of the Road, y'all, I'm not going to hold you. I did enjoy this part of the finale a lot better. But I did feel like this episode was a bit rushed, as well as episode 7. I felt like both episodes and both parts were rushed. And I felt like they were also a bit disjointed. You know, I kind of had a hard time seeing the connection between the two. They just felt very... at conflict. It wasn't a very smooth transition between the two to me. Yo, we got a lot of tea this episode, man. We got a lot of updates on where everybody is at, okay, and where they're headed. I feel like this was a good setup for what I hope will be Boomerang Season 3. That's what I'm hoping for. Ari, can we talk about Ari and his growth on Season 2? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like Ari's storyline was expanded the most, and I'm so here for it because I feel like his narrative and his storyline is so important. It was so dope to see his growth throughout Season 2. You know, we addressed his toxic masculinity and his struggles with that, and then also, you know, seeing him really come into himself. I love the barbershop scene with Ari where it looked like he was literally confronting his childhood, you know, with Lil Man rocking the same, you know, similar hairstyle as Ari, and hearing his, you know, the Lil Man's father come down on him for just his free-spiritedness and who he naturally was. And Ari stuck up for him, man, you know, and that we love to see it. Ari is such an important character. His story, his narrative, it is so important to the culture, and we need more representation like Ari's in media, period. And that's just on period. I also love seeing Ari hit up his old boo thing. Like, Ari really out here being a little spoon in a relationship. Talk about growth. Growth, honey. I absolutely love to see it. I love to see it. Just shout out to Leland B. Martin in general, man. I just feel like he brings it every time. And he is just doing, he just shows up. Like, honestly, Leland B. Martin, he shows up. And it's just so dope to see the life that he brings to Ari's character is so dope, and his story is so needed and so important. Tia out here on her full activism flow. We love to see that too, okay? Crystal is really stepping into herself. She's really coming into herself as a woman. You know, she's establishing an identity and a swag for herself, and we love to see that as well. Simone and Bryson out here starting whole businesses together. That shall be interesting. You know, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm really upset that we only really got to see them together for like 2 seconds in the whole finale. Like, oh my gosh. I live for their back and forth. I was really hoping to see more of that, but hey, you know, David is nowhere to be found. Okay, David then got engaged to Naomi, and he ain't nowhere to be found in the friend group. Really confirming my points from episode 7, and I think it's gonna stay that way for a while, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. I think David is okay. Him and Naomi is good. They're gonna be good for a while. I don't see David coming around the friend group much. But we shall see. But y'all, my favorite episode of Boomerang Season 2 was definitely episode 6, featuring my girl, Crystal, on her solo trip to Paris. Y'all, I loved everything about that episode. First of all, you don't really get to see a lot of young Black folk traveling abroad on screen to begin with. Okay, that's first. Now, 2, okay, seeing Crystal, okay, a full-figured, beautiful, Black, curvy woman at the center of romance. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I honestly could not get enough of it. It made me emotional just to see a Black woman traveling abroad and being loved and valued and catered to and just taken care of by a Black man on screen. We just don't get to see that enough, honestly. And let's not forget, Crystal got to do the ultimate Boomerang moment, okay? When pulling up them sheets and seeing that young man toes. Come on. Okay, come on, the homage, all right? We love to see it. So shout out to my namesake, Brittany Inge. Girl, you did that. You did that. As always, my favorite episode, hands down. And I heard you say that this was just a huge accomplishment for you, girl. You did that. Congratulations. Boomerang on BET Season 2. That's literally all I got on the season, the finale. Now I'm curious to hear from y'all. What were your thoughts on the finale? Let's get into it, honey. Let's keep this conversation going. And I shall see y'all next video.